believe.
Hello. Welcome to You Heard It Here. Pause. Eventually.
Wow.
2 pauses. Yeah.
Unexpected.
I keep it fresh.
Yeah. I get it. Keep everyone on their toes.
Yeah, of course.
Not
Not on your toes.
Yeah.
Then you're not ready.
Um.
I'm gonna let you go first.
All right.
Your big titty's better than mine.
It is.
It's bigger. It's
bigger.
larger.
It's better. I saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. We're not gonna get too much into it this week. We'll talk probably more about it next week when he sees it because he's seen it tonight. But it was, I think, I don't know if this is a hot take. I don't think it is. I think it's my second favorite trilogy in the MCU, and I think it definitely breaks my top 10 MCU movies. I think it's better than Guardians 1 and 2. But I loved it. I think because my friend sent me like all the trilogies in the MCU. So you have like Spider-Man, you have Captain America, you got Guardians, Ant-Man,
Iron Man.
and Iron Man. My ranking right now, I think, is Spider-Man #1 trilogy, Guardians 2, Captain America 3, just because you got Civil War and Winter Soldier in there. Those are great movies on their own. The first one's whatever. Iron Man and then Ant-Man.
Ant-Man's lower than Iron Man. Wow. I wasn't a huge fan of 3.
The last two are interchangeable, but I liked Iron Man 3. I don't like 2, but 3 I liked.
I didn't mind any of them, but I think like 1 was. I watched 1 like 100 times.
Yeah,
illegally downloaded at college.
That's why I feel like it's 4, is because it's you got to give respect to the oldies. What's come before, what's set up everything. But yeah, James Gunn just perfected his trilogy. The villain was awesome, like, because this villain is a villain where you can just hate him, and he's good at being hated. I feel like you got like Thanos, where it's like not that you agree with him necessarily, but it's like I can see why he's doing what he's doing. Same thing with like Killmonger. Same thing with like even like Kang to an extent, but not really. But like this villain is just like he's just an asshole. He likes to experiment on animals, and you can just hate him. And the actor,
Yeah, I saw a headline about that. Like,
yeah,
if you're an animal lover, this movie might be rough for you.
it's not. There's like a scene, if that.
I'm worried.
Frick, now I forgot what I was gonna say. I lost it. Oh, if you've seen Peacemaker from DC, he's also in that show. Great actor.
Oh, really? He reused him.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Marvel or DC really allowed that. I guess James Gunn has the leeway, being in both worlds now, to use whoever he wants.
Yeah. Also, it was probably casted like around the same time, so who knows? But I was reading a bunch of stuff, and apparently, like, I didn't know this. He'd had no call on Gamora's like fate in Endgame or Infinity War. Like James Gunn had no involvement with that, even though like it's his character and all that, or like his movies. And apparently it didn't change Guardians 3 too much from like what his original plan was.
Which means he probably assumed that they would have had a falling out.
Yeah.
If she was the same Gamora.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that whole thing was very like it was a very good plot point. Shout out stars, like, or not shout out stars, but like stars of the movie that I went in not thinking that they were gonna be stars in the movie. I knew Rocket was gonna be a star. Like, this is, at the end of the day, this is his movie. I'd even argue Guardians is his trilogy to an extent. But I was not expecting Mantis and Nebula to be as good in this movie as they were, but they were secret stars of this movie that I was very pleased with.
Well, Nebula's had a good arc.
Yeah,
Spanning
and the arc gets even
the whole
better.
entire MCU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and you see a little bit more of it in Guardians Holiday Special because like she like gives Rocket a gift and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, I think the only, not even like something I didn't like. I just Buff Groot just looks weird to me. I'm fine with him, but he just looks weird to me. Um,
Yeah.
because like he's his dad's son technically, so like he's not just gonna grow up to look like Guardians One again. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, everything about the movie though, I think there was some stuff that I thought were weird, but nothing like to make me hate the movie by any means. But we can get into all that next time. But so far, that's my big titty. I'll probably
Mhm.
go see it at least once more in theaters because that's what I normally do. Every Marvel movie I see twice in theaters. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's mine.
Mr. Big Spender over here.
Like $10.
Yeah, but then you double it.
This was like $20.
You don't get any snacks, anything to drink at the movies?
Well, if I'm paying for the tickets, usually I have the other person pay for the snackies.
Well, that's the way to go
Yeah.
because the snacks always cost me more money than the tickets do. Uh, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Guardians 1 is still one of my favorite movies. It's just a fun time.
Well,
It's an enjoyable watch.
my friend has this fear for the MCU in general that like the Guardians were like one of the only franchises we had like pre Endgame that was like holding the MCU together to an extent, which I
Mm.
don't know if I agree with because like he's like who's the next Tony Stark gonna be that like is the central focus of this next multiverse saga, but I think it's just Doctor Strange.
It's already been decided. It's Doctor Strange. They
Yeah.
tried to morph him into Tony 2.0
No,
with
but
his
the
humor
problem
and
with
stuff.
the only thing I'll give my friend in his argument is he doesn't show up as much as Tony did in the Infinity Saga, like by any means. Even like if Tony had like a cameo as like a post credit scene, if Tony had his he was like basically a second protagonist to an extent in Spider-Man Homecoming. Like he
Mhm.
showed up so much in not just like his own movies and Avengers movies to where it's like who fills that role?
Yeah, but I mean, to an extent, that's unnecessary now because they have more characters. Like Tony was in every post-credit scene because they had Iron Man,
Yeah.
and they were like, we have to bring in other characters. We don't even have casted Thor yet.
Yeah.
We didn't cast. We don't own Spider-Man and X-Men and Fantastic Four. We can't use them. They're like big hot ticket items and stuff. So to an extent, that was necessary. And then also Sony probably wanted to leverage Robert Downey Jr. and Tony Stark because of the way that Spider-Man was introduced in Civil War, and they were like, we can give this as credibility and say like, yes, this is part of the MCU by having
Mm-hmm.
a character. Why would they not have him? And they did it again with Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just like trapped in. He's just trapped for most of the movie, so he doesn't have to be in the whole thing fixing everything with his magical might.
Yeah.
You know. Um. So I think that it is without a doubt, unequivocally, Benedict Cumberbatch is the new RDJ,
Yeah.
and he's probably going to be the meat of the MCU for all of Arc 2. I always forget what they call it. Not
The
the trilogy of
multiverse
phases.
saga.
Yeah, the saga for the whole saga. I mean, he already has a scene where he's going to go face like Dormammu. They're introducing more of that stuff for the world. It's probably going to play a big part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you need the Fantastic Four for Kang, I assume.
Yeah.
They stick with Kang, which I imagine that they can't really go back on that.
Yeah. The only
Um,
thing that they could do is recast, but too much has been already like they know how this multiverse saga is gonna end already, so it's like
yeah,
can't backpedal that much.
yeah, you could make him look different. That's
Yeah.
about it. I
Problem
mean,
with
there are
that
different
is
versions
that
of him already anyway.
yeah, the problem with that is like Peter Parker, like yeah, everyone looks different, and like Doctor Strange, we know as of right now everyone looks the same. So and you've already established that a lot of the Kang clones look the same. So it's like why is there one that looks different, or not, now all of them that are gonna look different
They all
potentially?
morphed. Yeah,
Except
they
for
had to
like
hide
these
their identity.
because they did have like
But
the other species Kangs that obviously look different, but
yeah,
all the humanoid
but
ones look the
still,
same.
but they even still looked kind of like him.
Yeah.
They have like the core of the facial features and
Yeah.
facial structure 100% Jonathan Majors, so it'll be hard to change. And I mean, like, maybe they could change something with Fantastic Four, because if they really are casting people, if they cast a different Mr. Fantastic, then they
Yeah.
can then they are establishing that in different multiverses, these people with the exact same name have different DNA.
Yeah.
So,
Which I've heard, unfortunately, there
possible.
might be a lock on that. Which I don't know
Yeah,
if we've
that's
I don't know if we've talked about, but TLDR, apparently Adam Driver is gonna be our Mr. Fantastic.
so disgusting.
Which like
So disgusting.
I here's the thing. I don't think I'm trying to think actually. I don't know if I can say this definitively. Most MCU castings, I think I agree with. So it's like, what if this dude just blows us out of the water?
He doesn't look like any other iteration of Mr. Fantastic. Maybe they can make him look like that.
No, but that's the thing. Like all you really
But
need to do is like get like a much shorter hair. Like if he has the Kylo Ren hair, disgusting. But if he gets like a much shorter haircut and like just gets the gray on the sides, that's it.
he's just so ugly. I don't
Well,
know.
yeah,
He's
but
never supposed to
then
be ugly.
Margot Okay, but who cares at the end of the day about that? He's never supposed to be ugly. That's all fucking. I know people who have a crush on Adam Driver. It's all perspective.
Yeah, I know. I
Also,
think
I
that those
don't
people
think.
are mentally unhinged.
Well, also, I don't think that attractiveness is one of his core comic book features.
No, it's genius. I don't
Yeah.
and I really don't. I don't know. Maybe I haven't seen
Did
everything
you
that
have a
Adam
crush
Driver's been
on the
in,
Did you have
but
a crush on the original Mr. Fantastic from like the Jessica Alba days? Because I sure as hell didn't. I was
no, I
looking
just
at.
really want John Krasinski to be Mr. Fantastic. I mean, I'm not saying that this isn't like Superman level where I'm gonna be like, I can't go see this fucking movie. Adam Driver's in it. I
Also, I
watched the
have
Star Wars trilogy.
yeah, I have much more faith now. Going back to Guardians, I always had faith in James Gunn, but goddamn, this movie just. I'm like the DC is gonna. The comeback is nigh.
Mm, I mean, we'll see. That I think that
Also,
he
I
has some cool concepts in there, but
here's one thing again that I was talking to the same friend about because every time a Marvel movie comes out, we spend like 2 hours on the phone. But he was saying one thing that I think James Gunn needs to do for the Superman thing is, and that did Henry Cavill didn't do, is because he loves what's the one with Brandon Routh or whatever, Superman Returns or something.
hmm
I never saw it. But he said the reason that movie's good is because there's a lot of Clark Kent scenes and like you see the Clark side of Superman. And Henry Cavill, I want to say unless there was something in a movie I didn't see, I want to say there was like one scene of Clark. So I think whoever plays Superman needs to there needs to be like a good mixture of Clark and Superman that I don't think we got out of the Man of Steel, which doesn't make I don't think I'm not saying Henry Cavill is a bad Superman. I just don't know if he would have been a fantastic Clark because we never had the chance to see him. He would have probably, but I just feel like he didn't get the chance to shine as Clark. That I think that this movie could show off Clark a little bit more. Because at the end of the day, why are we watching a Superman movie? He's OP as shit. He's gonna win. If the enemy doesn't have kryptonite, it's a GG. Like I think Clark shows the humanized side or the human side of Hal.
I think in Man of Steel they did show that way more than in Batman v Superman. I mean, Batman v Superman had one scene where he got in the bathtub with the hot Lois Lane.
Yeah,
I mean, like, hey, I mean, any mortal would want that, right? Uh, Technically, Superman is mortal at this point in the comics. I think at some point he becomes immortal or something.
yeah,
Um, I think in the first movie, in the first Man of Steel, they did show that. I mean, they show him when he's a kid, like a teenager. They de-age him a little bit. They like don't make him super duper buff. You know, he has like some other body on him. I think at some point when
yeah.
he has to just very stupidly in a very stupid situation let his dad die
Oh my
in that
god, he
movie.
just reaches for the tornado.
He's just like, well, and then his dad shakes him off, right? But like,
Yeah,
I mean, he moves so fast, no one can see him. So if that guy just disappeared, people would say, oh, he got torn up in the tornado, and then there could be some miracle. They all believe in God there.
I know.
Some miracle saved him. I don't know why it would be so difficult to believe. And then holy shit, 10 years later, Superman exists and he looks like Clark Kent.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how Jonathan Kent survived. Um, so they show that stuff and they show him like not as Clark Kent the reporter, but as Clark Kent, because he doesn't have the reporter job in the first movie in Man of Steel. That's
Yeah.
the Clark Kent that people like to see, or that's the Clark Kent that people expect to see. So in the first movie, you saw him as like doing odd jobs as a way to like research and his heritage and stuff.
And
He
yeah,
meets,
maybe
meets Lois Lane without realizing it.
if he had a chance to do a second movie, maybe we would have seen that. But I just don't think
Doesn't
Henry
seem like
Cavill.
Snyder's. Doesn't
Yeah.
seem like Snyder's style
But yeah,
to
that's the
show
thing.
the
I've never,
non
besides
superhero
Man of
stuff.
Steel, I've never seen a Superman movie. But like at the end of the day, we're not like he's never really at risk. I never was watching General Zod being like, "Wow, Superman could die in this movie." So I think we
Even though
need,
Zod dies
yeah,
as a Kryptonian.
yeah. Well, that's because a Kryptonian snapped his neck, which also was
Yeah,
controversial at the time. Apparently, I didn't have a
of
big
course it is.
deal with
That's
it.
he broke the golden rule. It's like Batman's golden rule.
Yeah, frick him.
Snyder went to the non-golden rule version of the superheroes, which is
I think,
I think is cool.
yeah, let's let him kill
I
him.
want to see a Superman that is like willing to kill if necessary, not like he goes on a fucking
Well,
rampage
that's why I love
and mows down
Injustice.
people.
That's a
Yeah,
great.
because you like, well, that's probably why you like The Boys.
Oh
You
yeah,
have a Superman who is essentially that version.
yeah.
um, but I don't know. I don't even know how we got on that track.
It's James Gunn.
It was casting, but we're talking about casting for Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
To backtrack 17 steps, went back up, back down the ladder to Fantastic Four. Adam Driver, I've never seen a movie where I thought, or even him in general, where I thought this guy could be smart. So I don't know. It's like Mr. Fantastic is, I'm pretty sure, out of all the super geniuses in the MCU, literally the smartest.
Yeah.
He is literally the smartest human ever. Smarter than Tony Stark, smarter than Peter Parker, who are also certifiable geniuses, almost off the charts. And this guy blows them out of the water. I don't think that.
Yeah, but
I'm
what
not
do
even
looks
convinced that
have?
John Krasinski could do it.
That's what I'm saying though. What do looks have to, like how you look? I mean, like
Well, he's just ugly. That's a side comment. I
no,
just don't
you're
want to have
saying
to look at him
you
for
know
2 hours.
you were saying I don't look at this dude and think he's smart, but it's like what does that have to do with anything?
Well, no, not just look, like how he's acted. I don't
Oh,
get like a smart vibe from him.
okay.
Like Kylo Ren didn't seem very smart, did he?
No,
Like that kind
but
of thing.
also it's like did J.J. Abrams or did Ryan Johnson direct him in that way? Which I don't know or no, I don't know. Do we? No, we do know who's directing Fantastic Four, and it used to be John Watts who did Spider-Man trilogy, but now it's the person who did WandaVision, I think. So it's like, I think it's definitely up to the actor to an extent, but it's also like, if he's a good actor, this is the deciding factor. We've never seen him in this role. We can think he's ugly all we want. This is the role that will make him be seen as a good actor, and I think.
Because I mean, no one was really beating down the doors to say Adam Driver was great as Kylo Ren. I don't think
Yeah,
people
no.
generally marked his performance as a weak part
Yeah.
of a trilogy that wasn't that great. And then you got Mark Hamill coming back, who's an amazing actor, and like by comparison,
Yeah.
it's like, holy shit, this is what we should have had. We should have had another Star Wars thing where we had a younger Mark Hamill do more shit, kind of thing. But yeah, so that's it for Big Titty Part 1.
Yeah, my big titty.
Like
yeah.
let's move on. I mean, it's been like 20 minutes or something. How
Yeah.
long is it? How far in are
18
we?
minutes.
18 minutes, yeah. All right. So for me, switch just total tone. We'll switch. I mean, we can honestly just keep talking about it, to be honest.
But we'll next week will be the
we'll do
MCU
more.
part.
Yeah. Yeah. After I see Guardians, we can talk more in depth about that. We can talk more about other stuff. So for me, Big Titty was there was a video released by I don't even know who really officially released it.
I think it was a One Piece Netflix's Twitter account.
Okay, yeah. Well, Netflix released it then,
Yeah.
but I was like, it's all about the One Piece live action. You have the character that's playing Luffy teaching the American morons who don't watch anime or and have never heard of One Piece how to pronounce the name because we don't want another Naruto situation. So they have how to pronounce it, and they have the cast come on, like all the different cast members come on and pronounce his name Luffy. And I thought it was really cool because it was paired with a letter from Oda who said, which said that Netflix has agreed that unless he approves of it, they're not going to release a finished product, and they'll keep redoing stuff until he approves of it. which like if you have the original creator's involvement, then and it's someone who cares as much about a series as this is his literally his life's work. Let's face it. I don't know what else he may have done before in this life, but it's One Piece is what his legacy is. He would not want that marred in any way by terrible adaptation. So now that since he is around and has insight and has say in the matter, I at least have more faith that we're gonna have a good adaptation for essentially the first time from a Netflix side of things. I know in Japan they've done some live action like Rurouni Kenshin and other series that have been good
Mm-hmm.
because it's where the source material's from, so all the humor is the same. There's no conflict of culture. There's no changing jokes or anything to try to suit an audience that is not the original target audience.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people just like anime and manga now. Like, just
Yeah.
go with the source material. There's a reason we like it. We're not waiting. We're not like, oh, please, someone Americanize this for us. Like, if there's something we don't understand, there's a little asterisk, and it
Yeah.
tells us what that means in Japanese, and we're good.
I do think, to an extent, I don't know if this show can ever, like, I don't think it'll ever adapt the whole thing. Whether it's, like, insanely popular or not, I think there's a point where One Piece gets too goofy in terms of, like, what the characters are. Like, if they ever get to, we've talked about it on the podcast before, I think it's fine. If they, or just, I won't say exactly, but if they get to what's going to happen in a couple weeks in the anime, in live action CGI, I think that might be a little too strange to adapt. Like, I think to an extent there is a stopping point whether this show is great or not, which I hope it's great. I mean,
like, at in the same vein, it would take so long to get to that point.
That's what I'm saying.
We
yeah.
assume.
Well, also here's
that
the
we
thing.
don't know what
There's
the
like
technology
10.
would
There's
be
like
like.
10 episodes I think for this season, 10 or 8, and presumably they're gonna finish Arlong, which is like 40 episodes in the original.
Yeah. So if we do that math.
But also, we don't know if the episodes are going to be 20 or 40. I assume 40.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to think total episode count. Right, so 40 issues, 10 episodes.
Or 40 episodes.
40 issues. Or yeah, 40 episodes.
Of the original.
For one season.
Well, hang on.
So we're looking at like 25
Arlong ends on
40. Already.
Yeah, 45.
So we're looking at like 25 seasons before they even really get to that point.
Yeah.
But I think that they could easily do third gear. I think they could even basically do fourth gear. And it could look okay.
Yeah.
So what comes next for a lot of people, like I think honestly it would be harder. It's going to be harder to do a lot of the auras around hockey when that first gets introduced than it's going to be to do anything with one individual character, but everyone's body going like total pitch black to show that they've hardened armor in hockey. Trying to show flashes of the future, which doesn't really come into play until like kind of now. I mean, we haven't really had a fight where two people could see the future until now. Kaido versus.
Well, I was gonna
Luffy.
say you have technically in Skypiea, but I don't think we ever saw his perspective of it. Like it's just that he knew it, but we never saw how he knew it. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't considered hockey. It was just something else.
Well, it is hockey. We learn later.
It is, but he calls it something else. Yeah, and he probably doesn't even have armament hockey.
Yeah.
He skipped right to observation. Yeah. So I mean, and speaking of One Piece, and also I mean, first off, I think every actor. The only one I'm concerned about is Sanji, because the only one that does like I don't know. He seems almost too buff to be Sanji. Like he looks very jacked.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously dyed hair for blonde and stuff.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm not prejudging anyone. I mean, it looks like every other casting aside from that. This video seemed pretty damn spot on to me.
I am
very well cast.
Big simping for Nami. I'll say it definitively. I saw that video and I was like, wow. I'm in love.
Then he paused a couple of times in different spots.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what they would do for pre-post time skip. Would they give her like morph the body?
I don't think they morph the body. Definitely, see, here's the thing, because I think like the actress has longer hair, so either she's wearing like that's the thing. Also, are they gonna go like crazy bright ass anime orange? I wouldn't mind if they just went realistic hair color.
Yeah, as long as it's not a terrible red like the Little Mermaid girl.
Yeah.
Her red is not vibrant at all. It has to be at least a vibrant color.
No, I
I don't
don't
care if it's
think
a
so
normal
because
redhead, but it's got to look. I think it's got to be. Well, I don't care if it's a normal redhead, but I want it to look solid, one color. Like I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
Little Mermaid, it's diluted underwater, so it looks really dim and diminished and stuff. Doesn't look like bright,
Well, her hair
vibrant
is
like
also
you
just
expect
like
from Disney.
if we're honest, it looks like just brown Little Mermaid. Like I don't get I get like maybe
It
a
looks like
hint of
tinted
red.
red.
Yeah.
It's like tinted red, yeah, instead of being dyed
Which I
red or
saw a
something.
trailer for that during Guardians. He can sing. I was like, God damn.
Yeah. I knew that before she even got cast. She was well known as, well, maybe not well known, but it was known that she could sing well,
Yeah.
which is good. So they finally started casting people who can sing instead of just good actors and then dubbing over a
Yeah.
voice.
And then Flounder and Sebastian look fucking god awful.
Oh yeah. I don't mind Sebastian as much, but because I think that he's gonna look weird no matter what, because he's got to do so much random CGI stuff like
Yeah.
playing drums and playing other musical instruments and stuff. Flounder just has to talk.
Yeah.
So they could have definitely gone more origin, more cartoon look than realistic look, to be honest. Like you're never gonna get away from them looking like they're CGI
Yeah.
in this particular series, probably. But yeah, and then back to One Piece. I like the Zoro actor a lot,
Mm-hmm.
like a lot, and Zoro's my favorite character, so that kind of sold me on it.
But yeah, that's the thing.
And
Like he's not gonna have green hair. He's gonna have black hair probably.
yeah, because green hair is not a natural hair color, and they're probably trying to make them look like they could be potentially natural hair
Yeah.
colors instead
Yeah.
of wigs and instead of hair paint and stuff. I mean, I don't mind that so much. I do kind of wish that they would just give him green hair. I'm surprised that it wasn't a sticking point for Oda, if anything.
I think it would just
Um,
look weird. Like you would just look like a millennial at that point and not badass. You would just look like a strange person.
yeah, maybe they tried it out and they just could not make it look natural.
Yeah.
The weakest looking thing from everything that we've seen, or at least from my point of view, is the ship,
Oh yeah.
the Going Merry, because I mean, obviously it's anime, it's like more cartoonish, but they went realistic with the masthead,
Mm-hmm.
and which is fine, but it doesn't even have pupils, which is like kind of a big thing for me for Going Merry. Like it has actual eyeballs.
Yeah.
I think that they're probably doing that though, so that they can CGI in the eyeballs and maybe make the masthead talk, like because they're gonna need it to. Maybe they future planned it.
Well, they don't. It doesn't ever open its mouth. It just
He doesn't
talks.
ever open his mouth. But I think that instead of just hearing a voice coming from the ship, what they would probably do is actually have the masthead's mouth move and make it seem like maybe it was a figment
Here's the
of
real
Luffy's
question:
imagination or something, or Usopp's.
is what do they do with Shanks? Because he's casted, obviously. He's in the intro of One Piece. His pirates are the redhead pirates, but the color of his red is not like a realistic red by any stretch of the means. So it's like,
I haven't seen his red.
well, no,
He wasn't in that video.
You mean you haven't seen his actor?
No, I've seen the actor. I haven't seen the red that you're talking about.
I'm just saying the red of Shanks in the show is not like a realistic red. Same like how Zoro's not a similar like a realistic hairstyle. But his pirates, yeah, but his pirates are the redhead pirates. So it's like
pirates, yeah.
what do you do with that?
Yeah, I don't know. Sounds
We'll
like a
have to
problem
wait and
for Oda and the
Yeah.
Netflix execs to sell me on it, though.
Yeah.
I think they will give him red hair. Maybe not bright red, but maybe he will be. I don't know. It won't be orange like Nami's, I'm sure. It's not a natural red, but they could do like just a normal red head.
Yeah.
Maybe make it look natural. I don't know. I don't know. They would do it. Live action adaptations of anime really do. The hair really does give them a problem.
Yeah.
Because everyone loves their crazy fucking hair. Like I think at some point they're just gonna have to CGI. Like everyone's gonna have to wear a bald cap that's green screen and have them CGI on the hair.
Yeah.
They need to like perfect hair CGI, and then that is what's gonna really sell anime live action adaptations.
But yeah,
I mean,
I love the actor for Luffy. I think he's got that Luffy energy that's needed.
yeah, that was the last thing I was gonna say. Like he seems exactly like Luffy, like upbeat. Nothing's gonna get him down.
Dumbass
But like he
sometimes.
could get serious when
Yeah.
he needs to.
Like
So
I really want to see the scene One of the scenes I'm most looking forward to out of the entire intro or the first like couple arcs is when he gives Nami his hat in Arlong's park.
Yeah, the first time he gets like truly serious, I
Yeah.
think. I can't remember a moment before then where he got legit serious. I really want to see some good banter when he frees Zoro.
Yeah.
I want to see like that conversation basically word for word.
Mm-hmm.
How Zoro decides to give up pirate hunting and become a pirate himself and stuff like that. Like obviously a heavy decision for someone.
Yeah.
Back then, now everyone's just a pirate. Now that you're this far into the series. But there were people who were not pirates back at the very beginning. I wonder if they'll have Kobe because Kobe also has
He is.
fucking pink hair.
This dude looks like, no offense to him, he looks skinny as fuck. I think it's a great casting.
Yeah, and then hopefully he can bulk up if that's what the role called. Well, eventually it would call for that.
Yeah.
But if we're talking, see the thing about live action, the only thing that's concerning is if we're talking having the series conclude, it can't take 25 seasons. These actors can't age 25 years
Yeah.
and have it be realistic. So we're gonna have to, we won't talk about it now, but at some point after it launches, let's say after the first season, if it's really good and they're like, yeah, we're gonna have a season 2 and we like season 1, I think we're gonna have to talk about what can they hit the fast forward button on or just skip entirely.
Yeah.
I think Foxy
Yeah.
Pirates,
Bye.
it's fun, but yeah, adios. Like it was entertaining and it's really good to see Zoro and Sanji go at it so hard in that. That was one of my favorite moments. I think they played
Thriller
like
Bark,
soccer
frick it.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thriller Bark's not really that important. Just introduce
Yeah.
Moria,
Yeah.
Moria somehow.
Because you need because I know people I disagree. People hate Skypiea. You need Skypiea because Robin has to do the whole archaeologist shit.
Yeah, I don't think you can get rid of anything with a road poneglyph
Yeah.
or with a poneglyph even really. I think that was the first poneglyph that we found.
Yeah.
Because there's that Fishman Island. Obviously, also has to say I think it has a road poneglyph and another poneglyph.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, by the time they get to it, there's no skipping Wano.
Yeah.
Like the later in the series you get, the less you can skip.
Yeah,
so
I
they
mean,
have to fix that early on.
Punk Hazard 2 Wano is honestly like a whole arc. Obviously, they split it up with Dressrosa and Big Mom, but at the end of the day, it's been connected. It's been deeply connected since Punk Hazard started.
I really feel like Punk Hazard you could do in one episode though, for a live action adaptation. I can't remember too much happening besides Momonosuke eating the fruit.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Caesar is, right?
Yeah.
I think that 1 to 2 episodes you introduce Caesar, and by the end of the second episode, you can have the conclusion where.
Yeah, because you obviously can't skip it because Momo's there. You need to have the
He needs to eat the fruit somehow.
You need the alliance with Law to start, which is probably one of the biggest things of that arc. You need
and if
Caesar
Law
to get
becomes
captured.
a main character. Yeah. Well, he is on the ship.
Yeah.
With them, and you need Law. Depending on how they do side characters, I would imagine that you're going to give him the closure to his story, like partial, because he beat Virgil is the guy's name, right?
Who?
The first guy that goes full body armament hockey. He's supposed to have some of the
Virgo,
toughest.
right? Or
Virgo.
Yeah.
Virgo. So you need him to face off. You need them to face off. So, yeah, I think 2 episodes would probably cover it. But how many episodes was Punk Hazard? At least like 10, right?
No, Punk Hazard was long.
Yeah, so you could definitely condense that.
Here's the real question though. We're gonna get slightly political for half a second. That dude is gonna get canceled. Like they need to change armament hockey. He's going blackface at that point. It's not, but it will be seen as that.
Yeah. Isn't he black in the anime? Isn't he already a black character?
He seems light skinned. I don't want to make assumptions, but to me, I don't see him as black.
Oh. I don't remember much about him. I thought he was.
I just remember he gets food stuck to his face a bunch.
The one thing. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how they do that.
Here's the thing. Ash did a very in Pokemon did a very it was not meant harmful in any way. I can see how it could be perceived as blackface. Dressed up as the orangutan Pokemon, and the episode got banned in America. And it's like, if that's getting banned, I think just dyeing your skin and a Community got banned for a dark elf. This isn't gonna cut it at all.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe by then people will have become a little bit less sensitive to it when it's not like, because I think really you should look at the intent behind it.
Yeah,
They're
it's
not. It's
obviously
not
he's
like
not
he's
like
playing a
yeah,
black character as a white person. That's
yeah.
what blackface like started as, and that's
Also,
why it's looked at so
I
bad.
got a question. I've never seen it. Why does no one care about Tropic Thunder anymore? Isn't that like a
Yeah, I know that
very
one
bad?
was
He's
that one was
literally
that one was literal blackface
yeah.
because it was not Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. playing an Australian actor who played a black actor,
Yeah.
like a black character, and he was in blackface the entire fucking movie
And
until the
everyone's like,
very,
yeah,
very
it's
end.
fine.
I don't know. I guess it just gets a pass because you'd have to ban the whole movie, and people like the movie. I don't know. I don't know how the masses pick and choose. I think certain people get. I mean, obviously, it's just double standards and bias all the time. Probably no one's gonna go after Tony Stark from MCU fame, and it was him. You know, Jack Black is also in it. So if you try and cancel him now, you're canceling Bowser. You upset a bunch of kids. You know, like I don't know. So I don't know what. I've always thought about that movie because I still hear it quoted and I still see clips of it, including clips that include his character. And I'm just like, why are people okay with this clip then? Like, where's the line drawn? I don't
Listen, yeah,
get it. Because
the
why with
one
a
that
dark
really
elf?
yeah,
This is literally blackface.
the one that upsets me is the Community one. Because it's like there is no ill intent whatsoever. It's not even like he's making a joke at anyone's expense. He's making a joke of a fictional race that does not exist.
It's not even a joke. He wants to play a drow.
Yeah.
They are actual. That's an actual race. They aren't in the D&D movie, but you see their city, one of their cities. You go to their realm, so to speak. They
Yeah.
live under the crust of the earth, and they're dark and they can't see in light. Like in order to go outside, they need special sunglasses, like super duper powerful equipment, so that they can open their eyes in sunlight. Like I don't know. So, but I mean, again, by the time they get to that point, are we gonna be as sensitive? Are they gonna have a way to make it so it looks like it's not blackface? I mean, I
Yeah.
imagine
They
it's gonna
could
be
go
all
like
CGI and
well
not
they
actual makeup anyway.
to some extent like or in some like renditions of uh freaking armament hockey like in I think in like one of the mobile games that I'm looking at or even maybe it was just in the anime like this too so he didn't look pitch black. They made him almost seem like purple. So
Well,
maybe
that's what
they
they do with Jinx.
yeah.
They recolor Jinx in America to be purple, so they could just pick a different color for armament hockey
Yeah.
if they're concerned about it. But where does Oda draw the line on what he wants to depict it?
Yeah.
Because that's what I was going all the way back. I was gonna joke about how what would Netflix do if Oda was like, no, post time skip, Nami has to have big boobs. You know, like Robin, who's a full grown adult, her boobs have to get at least 2 sizes bigger. Like she starts as an adult, she goes to the Revolutionary Army, and they're like, boobs not big enough. Make them bigger if you want to fight in the army with us. You know, that's just how Oda draws characters. I don't think that he will,
Yeah,
and I
no.
think that is something that should be more cancel worthy
Yeah.
because that's body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna give tons of women body dysmorphia if you do that. Um, and also the actress who's playing Nami is 30 already,
Yeah.
so her boobs aren't getting bigger naturally. I don't think. Not if she stays in Nami fighting shape.
Mhm.
So I would draw the line there more than I would draw the line at having hockey turn your body a darker color like black or. But I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't just make it a different color. Why not make it red?
Yeah.
It just has to be some unnatural color.
Yeah.
So you can tell it's active at the time. That's it.
Mhm. That's true.
But yeah. Long
Anyways,
big titty.
rant over. Yeah. I mean, we both took
Long
like
ass big
we both
titty.
took like 20 minutes.
Longest titty in history. Yeah.
Yeah. Um we'll erase this one. This is over now anyway. Um
Okay.
so one more thing that I did recently is I finally after like a year of watching it finished Bad Batch season 1. I told my friend who's a Star Wars fan, I said, I'm going to finish Bad Batch season 1 this weekend. If I don't help me move. So I had to this week. So I finished it last night. It was pretty good actually. Um I love all Order 66 lore of Star Wars.
You know, talking about that, sorry, real quick aside. Did you do the Order 66 little Easter egg that was in Fallen Order?
So I don't know what, maybe.
In the flashback when you're on the train,
Uh-huh.
the first flashback, if you hit the button, open the door 66 times, it says Darth Sidious's voice comes on and says execute Order
No,
66.
what the hell? You
I did
clicked
it.
it
I had
66
seen
times.
it.
Oh, you saw it before.
I had seen that it existed
Oh,
and,
okay.
and how to do it, but all I read was on the train, push the button
Oh,
66
okay.
times. So I was like, this has to be the button. So, and I was like, I was counting it out loud, and I was like, if this fucking voice line doesn't go off, I picked the wrong button. I'm not trying any other buttons in the game.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing. But yeah, it was cool seeing, like, it's been out for a while and you don't care about spoilers, but like Crosshair is one of the Bad Batch who like goes with the Empire because his inhibitor chip is working, and then the whole time, because he's like basically the antagonist of season 1, and then at the end you learn like his inhibitor chip was taken out a long time ago and he's just an asshole who likes the Empire.
Okay.
So that was cool. Omega's still a great character. It's just a female Boba, basically. Like, she ages normally, but she's a Jango Fett clone. So that's a really cool character. Love the Bad Batch though. I think it's ending with season 3. But then because I finished that, I started Tales of the Jedi last night. I already finished it. It was so freaking good. It's 6 episodes. They're very short. It's like less than 20 minutes an episode, and 3 episodes focus on Count Dooku and 3 episodes focus on Ahsoka, and it's just more lore with their characters. You like see Count Dooku when he was a Jedi and like slowly descend to darkness, and like one of them, the last Count Dooku episode, it takes place during the Phantom Menace, and you actually see what happens to the female Yoda race who was in Phantom Menace and was never seen again. She was killed by Count Dooku. And like you see there's like a skip in the episode where like the first half of the episode is like he's doing some shit and then he sees Qui-Gon, and Qui-Gon's like, oh, I ran into a Sith on Tatooine. So that's like right when he first fought Darth Maul on Tatooine, and then it skips and Qui-Gon's dead at this point, and that's when he fully goes to Sidious, and that's when Yaddle, who's the female Yoda, she goes to him and calls him out, and then they fight and she dies. But yeah, super cool series. I think it's probably my favorite of the animated shows. Maybe because it's so short and there's like no filler in it. But that is one series where I think maybe it can be a gateway into Star Wars animation for some people who haven't started it, because it is. I mean, you go into like worse animation, I guess, if you start with it though. Because it looks much better. It looks like season 7 of Clone Wars, and season 1 of Clone Wars doesn't look that good.
Well, yeah.
And I guess also you like don't know who Ahsoka is at that point. So I don't know. There's reasons you could start with that and reasons you shouldn't, but very cool show. I like it a lot. I'll probably start I'm so behind on Star Wars, so I'm just trying to catch up before Ahsoka comes out. But I'll probably start
Andor.
I need to watch Andor. I need to finish Mandalorian 3, and then I need to watch every episode of Star Wars Rebels, which is 4 seasons. So
yeah, you can do it. You just gotta give yourself another ultimatum.
yeah, I know.
Just hire someone to come punch you in the face. I'll take $20. Punch you in the face if you don't watch it by a certain time.
Yeah, okay, we'll do that then.
Plus travel expenses.
I don't know about that. You can pay for that if you want to come punch me.
Yeah, that would be nice. I'll just convince my company to send me to the Chicago office.
You have a Chicago office?
Yeah.
What the hell?
I can't just travel there out of my own free will whenever I want.
You should ask them to transfer you permanently.
No, thank you.
No, but like if it's like in there. Listen, there are bad parts of Chicago, and then there's just your normal city.
No, I just don't want to move.
Oh.
I just don't want to move. I don't want to move to Illinois. If I moved to any office, it would be the LA office, and just live in Cali.
Yeah. How many offices do you have?
I mean, we're a global company. We have New York is the headquarters. The company was founded in Israel, so there's one in Tel Aviv. LA and San Francisco, Chicago. I think there might
Kyle,
be one in like Texas or Florida. I'm not 100% sure about that one. There's one in Brazil.
Kyle.
There is one in the UK. There's one in Germany. I think there's one in Poland now. There's one in Japan. That's the one I want to get sent to. And there's one in Australia. Another one that I would definitely not mind getting sent to for educational purposes. I can just educate some of the team members there.
Hell yeah.
I'm really pulling for the Japan one day,
Are,
hopefully.
are you talking permanently or just like, hey, I want to
No,
go?
like a trip.
Oh,
Like on a trip, they would send me there to work from there and like teach some people some stuff maybe
we got
for like
two
a month.
offices. One's in Chicago and one's like in the suburbs of Chicago.
Hey, let me tell you something. I really wish that there was a New Jersey office. So many people in the New York office work in New Jersey or live in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's inevitable that we will at some point just get some office space there, and then
You
I
guys
wouldn't have
even
to go
have a
in the city all the
downtown?
time.
You guys even have a downtown in New Jersey?
Downtown. Well, I mean, we have a couple of different. I mean,
Like I
parts
when
of
I
New
when
Jersey are essentially a suburb of New York City, so they are big cities still.
when I think of New Jersey, I just think of houses. I can't even picture a skyscraper.
Yeah. Well, there are really tall apartment buildings in Jersey City, which is a suburb essentially of New York City. Hoboken, also on the river, suburb of New York City. Newark, worst one, but also a lot of headquarters. That's where like the Devils play,
Mm.
Jersey Devils. I mean, there's Rutherford, which is the stadium where MetLife Stadium is for the Giants and Jets for football and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of industrialization in Jersey, even though it's called the Garden State. Out near my parents is all farm country, like a farmland. Everyone owns a few acres of land for their house. And then wherever you have a train that gets into the city, you probably built up and you have actual tall buildings and stuff. Skyscrapers, I don't know. Skyscrapers there would be some in Newark. There would definitely be some in Jersey City, but apart from that, there's no reason to build them because everyone that needs a skyscraper just goes to New York.
Yeah.
It's very easy to get to New York. Not cheap, but easy. I could tell a story about that, but I don't want to take up too much time and be angry about how I was fucking trapped and to spend $100 on an Uber to go save my puppies from staying overnight. I don't even know actually what they would do if we didn't come pick them up in time. But the person, long story short, like TLDR, I got trapped in the city because the train's service was fully suspended because there's only one tunnel that the trains take from New York to New Jersey. And there were some kids that went in there, some teenagers who went in there, and the cops were trying to find them. And so they wouldn't let any trains run because one, it could kill the cops or hurt the cops or the kids. So they shut it all down. They told us this 45 minutes after my train was supposed to leave. I would have been at my stop basically when they told us that it was canceled. I had to get to another form of mass transit called the Path, which is another type of train that leaves that goes to and from the city, but not nearly as many options. So I got into Jersey, and then I had to leave that station, and I had to take an Uber for $100. And luckily, the attendant that was at the day camp with my puppies looked at the news and was like, "Oh yeah, there's no way you could have gotten out of the city very easily. So I'll stay with your dogs longer, like past my end shift, past the end time to pick dogs up." So I don't even know what they would do if like there was no one who could stay. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyways, on to the next segment of moments. We both have the same story this week.
What part of this moment?
Or yeah, the same moment. Because this week we are talking about our first group channel, which I think we hinted at last time, because the reason we even reached out to you in the first place was because of said group channel.
Right. Otherwise, you would have just been my fans.
Yeah. Wow, this dude's so cool. And he would have had 1,000 subscribers. And
I did.
I mean, he would have been Mr. Zebra Gamer level. I mean,
yeah.
This is all our fault for reaching out.
No.
But so basically, we have a website. I'm not gonna say it because y'all don't need to know, but I'll read from it. So basically, we had a channel which was a dumbass fucking name. There were 4 of us friends who wanted to do a group channel. Which basically back in the day, a group channel was like you all have your own personal YouTube channels, and then you have a group channel where it's like I upload on Tuesdays, and Jesse's like I upload on Thursdays, and that's just how the group channel works. You can do like lab games on there, you could do your own games on there. Just I don't need, there's really no point to it. When you think about it, there's no point to it. Just upload the shit on your main channel. I guess for growth, but
Well, networking.
yeah.
It's like rating people on Twitch now and stuff. But also, I mean, making friends. To jump in, I didn't even look at the channel when I got the DM. I was just like, yeah, sure, I'll be part of it. I had no concept of who you guys were. I didn't look at any single video that was on there or on your personal channels. I was just like, yeah, sure, you're the first people that reached out to me on YouTube. I want to make YouTube friends.
Wait, are you even the hell? Are you even on? Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Are you on the old version?
No, I'm on the new one, but I did not know you were so late into AVA. That you were like
I
one
think I
of
was
the
the last
first.
member. I think
Yeah.
I finished the roster at one point, and then like people left.
Yeah.
We needed more people.
So anyways, that wasn't the first group channel. There was another group channel where it was me, who used to be BDog565 before I was Vinny Bats. There was Jesse, who was awesome 123756. There was my real life friend who used the name Anime Freak 0995. And then there was our other online friend Tigerfan 31200. And so what did we do for the group channel name? We combined all the names and made it Awesome Tiger Dog 0995. Dumbest name I've ever heard of in my life.
Mm-hmm.
TLDR, Tigerfan 31200 joined another group channel. We never uploaded on it, so the channel just like crashed and burned. Nothing ever happened. But me, Jesse, and then my real life friend wanted to still have a group. So what did we do? Well, we made a better name. So there was again, Anime Freak started with an A, Awesome started with an A, V Dog started with a V. So we made AVAComms. Boom. That's the story of the name. Also, apparently, I didn't know this, but this is pretty cool. It says, created a collaboration group made up of their first letter of their screen names. AVACom was created with VDog565, the unanimous leader. I didn't know it was the unanimous leader, but I'll take it. Oh, this was
he was 12.
Yeah.
At the time.
Hell
Just
yeah.
FYI, fearless leader.
So yeah, again, same thing like Awesome Tiger Dog 0995. When we first started, it was a fucking train wreck again. So like, I think we were just all doing our own thing. No one uploaded, blah blah blah. Then Jesse came to me as my right hand man, as the Zoro to my Luffy, and was like, "Listen, we need to add more members." And I was like, "This is cringe. I don't want to talk to people. Like, I want to hang out with my boys and not add more
Fearless
people."
leader.
Yes, sir. So we had some friends. We asked our friend Green. We asked. Apparently, see, this is what I'm confused about. I thought you were before Octo.
Yeah.
No.
No, Octo was in the group before me.
So
for sure.
second, we added our other friend Octo Killer 7. And then we had 4 members. And no, actually, we had 5 members.
5.
So we had 5 at that point. Then I had my good friend Gerald, who that's the person who I went to his wedding. Last a year, like a year ago, basically like a week ago, a year ago. And he, at this point, it's like 2011, 2012 probably. So I've known him for a long time. I've known him for like a year to 2 years. At this point, I've known him like fucking 13 years. Crazy. And he had a knack for opening a channel, doing a lot on it, and then closing the channel. Like, I could probably, off the top of my head, I'm not going to. I could probably name 20 of his names of just different YouTube names back in the day.
I could probably name 5. I didn't care nearly as much, yeah. But also, just to emphasize this point, closing a channel meant you could never reopen it. You
Yeah, now
lost
you can
everything up
reopen
there,
it. Yeah.
and you could never use that username ever again. That identical one, it was
Yeah.
tied forever.
So at the point, he was, even in this article, we say GAJ628, who's now my Microsoft Loft. Just like even then, it was just different names. He wanted to join, and we let him join, and then he quit because he said, "I'm not ready," which is fine. I don't really care about that. So after that, then out to a young lad, an old lad named Dragon Rider Jack. And he joined,
Present.
and he's now the oldest member of AVAComms.
Probably
and then
about like 5 years.
yeah. And then we had a last friend who was named Ronma BC, who Dragon named Ronma Big Cock.
I kept asking what the BC stood for. He didn't tell me. He never told me.
Yeah.
So I just said it must stand for big cock then, and he obviously loved that.
So at that point, then, since Gerald left and then those two joined, we had all 7 days filled. So it was basically Monday through Sunday, every day someone was uploading. So we had a good 5 years, or sorry, not 5 years, 5 months.
5 years.
We had a good 5 months. I think, I don't know when exactly we did this, but at one point we like reached 100 subscribers, which like for small YouTube channels back in the day wasn't that bad. But then tragedy strikes in many different forms. Jesse had no internet. My real life friend had a broken computer. Ron BC lost his internet. It was down to me, Green, Octo, and Dragon. Wow.
And Octo kept having issues. You remember Octo's issue? Like he would download many cams or something, and it would literally wipe his hard drive every single time.
Camtasia, all those things.
Screen recorders, so he could like record an emulator game while doing a let's play or a walkthrough, and every single time that he downloaded it and ran it once, like it bricked his computer.
Yep. So yeah, it was down to us 4, and it seemed like AVAComms might go into a rut again. But September 2010, my Microsoft Loft, who's Gerald, still my Microsoft Loft, which wow, that lasted a while. It didn't last forever. Has requested a second chance of joining because he decided he's now ready. And since a lot of people were having trouble with their computer, we decided he was in, making it an 8-member group. So yeah, that's like September 2010. So then from October to December, we started to upload less because, school year 2010, 2011. And yeah, so in all of 2010, we finished 2 games, which was not great. I think I was one of them. Maybe Dragon was another. Hang on, let me see.
I'm pretty sure it was me. Legacy of Goku, right?
Yeah, so basically I did
the only games I didn't finish were for the other later group channels.
Yeah. I did Mega Man and Base, a Mega Man run, and then Dragon did Legacy of Goku 2. At the end of AVAComms, you, me, and Octo were the only ones who ever finished a run. But so now we're in 2011, and Gerald's laptop breaks, so we can't make any more videos until further notice. And with that, he resigns again. So we're back at 7 members as it intended to be, but we held a contest, and our friend Blake Bam won, aka Nick, joined by winning a contest, but I'm pretty sure he was the only entry. So
I am also pretty sure of that, yeah.
And then I don't know exactly when we log in one day and AVAComms is gone. Tragedy strikes in many different forms.
And my God, the panic in that Skype group the day that happened.
Yeah, I mean, okay,
That was insane.
at the end of AVAComms, we probably had like, it wasn't a lot, but for us, it was a lot. We had probably like 130 subscribers. I don't remember like view counts on the video whatsoever, but probably was like okay. And yeah, it was just so sad. But okay, so here was the problem: is we gave everyone the login to the channel. So when I uploaded on Monday, I would go in, upload my part, log out. When he would go upload his part on Tuesday, he would log in, upload, log out. So everyone did their own thing. So what apparently happened, I learned this years later. Like when I say years later, I mean years later. If you read the document, it says beginning of year 2011, my Microsoft Loft laptop breaks, so he can't make any more videos, and with that, he resigns. He took that as us kicking him out of the group, and apparently, just like his own channels, closed AVA. And
To
I
be
did not.
fair, in the moment, I thought it was him. I thought it was him right away.
I think I remember him saying that, and I was like, it can't be. Like his laptop broke. He literally can't even access it.
he has no other way to get access to internet. Yeah.
And I was wrong. Told me years later. I was very upset. And it's like, at the end of the day, would we still be making videos even if he didn't? Probably not. Probably all would have been honestly doing the same thing we are now, where it was like we took a break, went to Twitch. Because it's not like AVAComms was doing like insane numbers and nothing like that. And we can further prove that by, well, we've tried many other group channels, and none of them ever worked out. Looking at,
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm looking at one right now that's still up. A video hasn't been uploaded in 9 years. 7 subscribers, 43 videos. So it's like, at the end of the day, would this have all worked out? Probably not. But it's just sad to see everything gone.
I mean, once AVAComms went down, it was hard to start up another one. Everyone was all pissed and lost motivation. For me, to be honest, though, like if I had an outside commitment outside of just my own channel, it probably would have kept me going.
Yeah.
At least to do that stuff, and I probably wouldn't have taken such a long break or a break at all.
Yeah.
So it would have helped me stay on track if AVAComms had survived the point where we were still uploading around then.
Yeah. But yeah, so like I don't even remember all of the different channels, but there were so many channels. There was Insomnia LPs. There was,
that was the one right after AVAComms, I think.
Well, okay, this one was upload, or the first video was uploaded on no, see, I don't think it was. Because I mean, unless we took a long ass break, but first video was up in like 2013. That's 2 years after AVACom.
I don't know then.
Wasn't there like Renegade LPs or something like that?
Oh yeah. LP Renegades or something.
I can find this. But yeah, so the TLDR, there were many group channels. And yeah, they just never worked out. And then again, back to what we were talking about last time, I took a long break because of college. He took a long break because Walkthrough Hub.
Walkthrough Hub, that's right. Okay, Walkthrough Hub, then LP Renegades or Renegade LPs, and then Insomnia LPs. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a part of every group channel after AVAComms.
Yeah.
I think some people filtered in and out.
Yeah. You and I were the But yeah, so he took a break because he was getting women. I took a break because of college.
Well, for me, it was work and trying to date, but yeah, failing at dating for quite a while.
But yeah, so then I guess, you know, everything works out how it's supposed to, I suppose. Yo, holy frick, I just found some more ones. I don't even know if you were part of this one. I don't think so. Like, I think this is one that I got asked to be part of, but you just weren't, you didn't know the people.
Probably.
So the Gang of Gamers was another one that I apparently joined.
Oh, I remember hearing about this one. I remember it, yeah, but I wasn't part of it.
I think same thing with Exiled Players.
I never even heard of that one. I don't know. That one doesn't ring a bell. So
Yeah. Apparently the video has 2K views on it though. The one video I uploaded, people were making fun of me in the comments, man.
damn,
Wait,
Sag.
apparently it wasn't this one. Oh, I think it was this one. Hang on, this infringement. I hate this. I hate looking at this. Um, but yeah, I guess that is moments in history. Um, which oh, here we go. This is where people were making fun of me in the comments. Um, I got 6,000 views on this video. It was just your standard Let's Player video, and I was talking about how I was recording when my mom wasn't home. Because I mean I still do it. We still do it with this because it's like no one needs to walk in my room. Like the door is in the camera. No one needs to see my mother, so I just record when she's not home usually, and not always. Like if I know that she's like chilling and won't come in, then we'll still do the podcast when she's home. But generally, I try to schedule it when she's not home.
Mm.
And someone commented, "Why are you hiding YouTube from your mom like it's weed?"
That's a good one.
But yeah, so that is everything. That's the moments in
That
history.
concludes the moment from history. This moment,
Yeah.
or we share a moment. Yeah.
I don't know what the next one will be. This is his segment. I just tell stories, but
Well, that's the whole point of it, just telling stories. I'll try and come up with my next one and put it in the agenda so that you can get an example.
yeah.
And maybe I'll like run through the bullet points of it and things
Cosmic
like that.
LPs.
Oh yeah, I was part of that one too.
Yeah,
Cosmic
you were.
LPs. I think we were letting G make us banners and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
See, he was trying to bribe his way back in, and we were like, no.
Yeah.
Because I was saying no because I was sure that he had closed AVAComms. But yeah, it was like a group consensus
Apparently,
thing. Eventually, he was back in one of them, though. I don't remember.
the hell? It says we do accept the gameplay to be uploaded to our channel, but only once a month. This channel is mainly for LPs. This is not a channel for your advertisement. If you would like a chance in uploading a video, just send us a video response or private message linking us to an unlisted video. We'll check it out. Your video cannot be a video to a full LP, just a gameplay. What the hell? Who did we think we were?
Badasses. Accurately depicting ourselves. We knew it. I don't know. I never made any of that stuff.
You were doing
That was all you
Pokemon
guys.
Green on this one with the horrible translations.
I was?
Yeah.
Oh. Probably having a blast doing it too. It's probably
Yeah.
funny as fuck. If we did one now, I'd probably do a randomizer.
Yeah. That'd be cool. But I don't think that they work now. Like just standard Let's Plays don't get the job done nowadays.
Not really, but you can do them if you want.
Yeah.
And that's not you do whatever you enjoy.
Yeah, but to an extent, it's like when you're putting in the effort. That's why, like, at some point, I'll probably quit streaming because it's like when you're putting in the effort and getting like nothing, absolutely nothing in return. Like I could just play the game on that TV instead of playing it on this small ass monitor.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
You
it's
just can't
different.
keep a
It's
podcast.
well, it's different with streaming because streaming I don't have to edit anything. Well, like with a YouTube video, you're trying to like do a play, and I think the effort that you put into it, if you're not like famous already, just is not
Yeah,
returned.
I agree.
Which is slightly different than just editing a stream, but alas. I think
right.
we are at about an hour 9. So.
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
Yeah.
Next podcast, which I don't think we'll have time to record it before I go to Mexico, but we can do it right when I get back, and we can talk about Guardians. The next one we'll talk about Guardians and other MCU, DCU stuff, and I don't know whatever else we come across. I have been liking Hell's Paradise, the anime, so maybe I'll talk about that. One Piece, something big might happen next issue. I don't know if you read it today.
I did not.
It like literally just came out. It's I mean, I won't spoil it, but I think that they're setting up for the next issue being like a big revelation of different things. So,
That's cool.
yeah. So there's gonna be a lot for us to potentially talk about. Plus, I mean, I'll have been in Mexico, so I can talk about that. If we don't have anything else, we need to just fill the air.
Yeah.
We ain't skipping weeks, no matter what
Even
anymore.
though I
Even
did
though we
skip.
skip some weeks. Yeah. But anyway, that's gonna do it for this one. You didn't hear it first. Wow, I messed that up real bad. You didn't hear it here first. You didn't hear it here last, because someone is gonna tell you this stuff again in the future, or just watch this part again. Listen to this part again. Then you heard it again later. You heard it here. Dot pause. Dot pause. Dot eventually.